Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Reynanda Mirtania. I'm from Syarif Hidayatullah State Islamic University. Here, I want to share my result of novel review. The title is Criminal Justice, written by Victor Wartofsky. Before that, I'm sorry I didn't bring the book because I have returned it to my department library. So, without any further ado, let's keep on watching. So, this novel tells the story about a couple, Anna and Marco, who has a new baby named Cora, and Cynthia and Graham, which is the couple who lived beside Anna and Marco's house. The story begins when Cynthia and Graham invited Anna and Marco to come to a party at their house. They want to come to the party, but it held in the middle of the night. So, they're thinking, how about Cora when they come to the party? After a few minutes, they got the idea, that is, they decided we'll check Cora every half an hour. Then, they checked as planned, but when they finally returned to home, they find the door was opened and Cora was missing. Then came a detective named Rasbach. At first, the detective suspects the parents. He asks a lot of personal questions and tries to get any clue he can. Some clues are gathered. A hybrid car was driving slowly, headlights off, towards the county's backyard at 12:35 a.m. The motion detector is not working, and Anna is on medication from postpartum depression. The detective suspects the parents even more, especially that he hasn't found any footprints other than Anne and Marcos in the house. As they look for further clues, it looks like they are not going anywhere, even when they offer money to anyone who has the information about their baby. They decide to publicize it and offer $3 million to the kidnappers if they bring Cora. After a couple of days, they receive a letter with Cora's auntie asking for $5 million ransom. Anne's parents offer the money to Anne, and then Marco decides to go along without letting the police know. When he arrives, he is hit on the back of his head and goes unconscious. When he wakes up, he finds the money stolen, but the baby's not back. He feels so guilty because he has just lost $5 million, but he has not getting back the Cora. And Anna is devastated and slowly going through a mental breakdown. And then she tells about everything to the detective. Although she feels annoyed, she understands that the family might be threatened. It is later known in Marco's point of view in the story that he was the kidnapper, or he was a part of it to get the money from Anne's parents to revive his business. He met an accomplice called Bruce Nealon in a bar one night. He trusted him and told him his problems. And one day, Bruce suggests this whole kidnapping story after Richard, or Anne's father, denied helping Marco. Marco kept his business easy away the whole time from Anne. Their plan was to give Cora to Bruce at midnight when they were at the party. And it was Marco's turn to check on Cora. He would come from the garage, and Marco would disable the motion detector, and opened the front doors slightly to mislead the officer. But unfortunately, Marco forgot to disable the motion detector which things around. Later, while Marco was checking the newspaper, he finds Bruce, who is actually cold direct, murdered Berkley in his cabin. Marco freezes and he decides to identify him as someone he has seen before somewhere to have the police check his story. Meanwhile, Anne discovers a secret phone Marco owns and hides in the attic. She hypothesizes that he has it to have an affair with Cynthia. Also, meanwhile, Cynthia has a record on her backyard camera of the Marco kidnapping his daughter at 12:35 a.m. and Cynthia decides to blackmail Marco. Anne decides to go to Cynthia and confront her about their alleged affairs. Cynthia then shows her the video, and Anne runs back home. When Marco gets back, he finds her wife with a knife, scared to death from her own husband. She now knows what he is capable of. She now knows that her husband is a criminal. Then Marco admits everything to Anne. She comes down and she understands that Marco is a victim himself as a bigger act of stealing money. He tells her about her father's call to him and claims that the kidnappers asked for more money to him. Marco tells Anne about his suspicions on her father. She tells Marco that she recognized Derek as a friend of her father. This even makes more sense to Marco. Anne stays at her parents' house for a couple of days, and one day, when she wakes up, she saw her father carrying a gym bag and running into the woods. She follows her father, and when she arrives, her father has Cora. Then police come suddenly and congratulate the couple of the return of their baby. And then they suspect Richard, or Anne's father, for murder Derek and being a mastermind behind this whole kidnapping. He used Marco and his deep financial issue has a bait for him to kidnap his own daughter. At night, Anne goes to Cynthia and tells her that blackmailing Marco is useless now, and she knows that her father and Cynthia have been having a secret affair. So obviously Cynthia was a part of this kidnapping. Cynthia puts Anne to her nerves, and suddenly Anne goes to her state of unknown reality. And suddenly she kills Cynthia without being aware of it. And when Marco asks her what happened, Anna tells him that she doesn't remember anything. So that is the final story of this novel. Thanks for watching. See you on my next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.